Man put a drop of blue solution into the beaker, then put a spoonful of white powder. Then the two stirred well to get a purple liquid. Then the man poured the purple liquid into the mold. When the liquid was completely solidified, he carefully removed the rubber. Then he put it into the tempered glass prepared in advance. Then he injected the special agent with a syringe. At this point the man began to calculate the time. Under the man's watchful eye, the 5 centimeters thick tempered glass immediately became shattered. At this point just 10 seconds had passed. The man was very satisfied with the result. Mike is a top accidental killer. Any target he assassinates is considered to have died by accident. The target of his assassination was this arms dealer. On this day he came to the arms dealer's mansion under the guise of renting a room. He quietly took the key to the floor while the salesman was on the phone. That afternoon Mike entered the building dressed as a decorator with 2 duffel bags. He opened the door with the key he had been given. He first erected a steel pipe in the room. Then he used 2 large suction cups to hold the glass. Then he used a rope to connect the suction cups to the steel pipe. Then opened the glass to leave a gap that can pass. Mike changed his equipment and went through the glass gap. Then he inserted a telescopic hook in the wall crack. In this way he made it to the top of the building. Then he took out 2 large suction cups from his bag. He used the strength of his arms to slowly move his body to the middle of the transparent pool. Then he fixed his body in place. He took out the prepared drill and started to punch holes in the glass. Then stuffed the previous good things into it. At this point the arms dealer has come to the pool ready to swim. Mike waited for the businessman to jump into the pool. He immediately injected a special agent into it. At this time the businessman found Mike at the bottom of the pool. When he was at a loss, the glass at the bottom of the pool began to break, and Mike saw the situation, quickly released the suction cup. He pulled the telescopic hook quickly back downstairs. At this point, the businessman was very panicked. He desperately tried to swim back to the shore, but the glass is breaking faster and faster. The falling water created a huge whirlpool, and the businessman also in the current of the rotation fell. After confirming that the target of the assassination was dead, Mike calmly left the scene. Reports later confirmed that it was an accident, but Mike's mission was not over. This time he had to complete an accident of solid explosive in a cup. Then he took out a piece of chewing gum and put it on top. Use a knife to cut the solid explosive to the size of a piece of chewing gum. Then the explosives wrapped in chewing gum paper. Then he took out a box of cigarettes. He took one of them and put a miniature detonator into the box. He then inserted the locator into the other cigarette. A small red dot was placed on both cigarettes as a marker. Then Mike squeezed the shark repellent cream into the box of snow cream. Finally he found the information of a wanted man on the internet. Use a pen to draw the same mark on his face. Then he used the current photo to create a fake passport. Mike then went out into the street to provoke the police. When the police saw his passport, immediately realized that he was a wanted criminal. Then the police sent Mike straight to jail. But what they didn't know was, Mike came to this island prison on purpose, and he was here to complete an accidental assassination. The guards saw that Mike was carrying some everyday items, so they let Mike bring the items into the prison. Soon Mike found Leo the target of the assassination. As he was struggling with how to accomplish his mission, suddenly he noticed an inmate removing his prosthetic hand and rushing towards Leo. Mike immediately threw a flying knife at him. He saved Leo, who didn't know what was happening, because his employer requires that the target must be accidentally killed, and Leo saw Mike's ability to admire very much, so he invited Mike to his luxurious single room for a chat. While Leo was pouring his drink, Mike grabbed a nearby wooden stick and strangled Leo. Then he picked up the flour on the table and poured it into the wine. Then he poured every drop into Leo, and Leo's body immediately began to twitch up. He died from the flour overdose. When Leo's men heard the commotion and came to find Leo praying, they didn't think twice before leaving the room. By the time they reacted, Mike had already unwrapped the wrapper, stuffed the explosives into the hole in the wall. Then he inserted the detonator into the explosives. Then he swallowed the locator and ran to the side and quickly applied shark repellent cream to his body. With a loud bang, a big hole was blown in the prison wall. Mike immediately out of the fence and jumped into the sea. His teammates soon found Mike's signal. Mike came to the boat, but very anxious, because his girlfriend was kidnapped by the boss behind the scene. In order to save his girlfriend, he could only accept the mission issued by the boss against his will. But what he didn't expect was the target of the assassination mission that the boss wants him to complete. He is hiding in a heavily guarded military base.